I haven't really been a big fan of the Paranormal Activity movies. I'm not a big horror fan in general. I just feel like a lot of times they're real lazy, they're easy to produce, and they just get thrown in at the beginning of the year and around Halloween time to make a quick buck. They're just cheap and lazy. That is why whenever it's time to review a horror movie, I do not do it myself. I turn to a very good friend and respected colleague, Hane, the horror movie loving sock. You know what that means? Cue title scene! Before I turn things over to my socked companion, one important thing to note is that this film has been pushed back several times. The mentality is literally just, it's the Hispanic Paranormal Activity. Doesn't really seem to relate to the other movies. I mean, how could this movie have been good? Am I right? Hello? You listening to me? You listening? What do you think? I am angry! Why? This movie blows! It's January. What do you expect? Studios put the films they have no faith in. They know the only big things getting buzz is Oscar bait movies. They hope to throw this in, get in the crowd that's already seen it, and be done with it and make a quick buck and move on. It's just to get us ready for summer. You got anything to say to that? Yeah, motherfucker! Don't curse, this is a family show. Bullshit! This film is awful! I get it, you don't like these movies, and I know you don't care for Paranormal Activity, but this film is awful. At least the other films, there's an idea and a premise. This movie literally just copies found footage films and has no scares in it. It relies on everything that's scary about the other movies and just works on propelling them. The only thing that sold the other movies was the hype around them. When they literally did the first test screening for fans on the first movie, literally no one got scared. So what did they do? They actually admitted to showing footage of other horror screenings and the people getting scared. This gave everyone the mentality this was scary, so when they saw little things that wouldn't really pique your interest, like sheets moving, it scares them. These movies sell themselves on their mentality. Yeah! You wanna know what this movie sells itself on? Jack Squat! It's literally here because it's a Paranormal Activity movie. What's the point since we get Paranormal Activity 5 by October anyways? Extra money, that's what all this is about. All movies are about making money. Second, you go into a movie like this, you know what it's about. It looks stupid. It looks terrible. It's more found footage garbage. When Blair Witch did it, or when Chronicle did it, it was different because the found footage put you in that world in a certain sense. And with these Paranormal Activity movies, I'll say very well, for the first half of the first one, I do feel like I'm watching something that happened. Once the plot gets bigger and crazier, it gets less believable, and I just felt like after a while, even to the fan base of these movies, it just gets more convoluted and more stupid. This is the end of that stupidity. This doesn't even relate back till the very end with Taco. No spoilers. We don't do spoilers here. But they need to know. No, they don't. Yes, they do. Who cares? Literally the only interesting thing to think about in these movies is, was the first chick in the first movie hot, or was it just because she had nice yams? It was the yams! And second, let me give this spoiler! Fine. He's going to give a spoiler. Let him say it. You know if you're going to see this movie already. If it's a spoiler you don't want to hear, turn the volume down. When he stops talking, it's over, okay? He's just going to say it and be done with it. Deal? Well, I make no promises. Deal? Fine. Spoilers. The way they link these movies is with time travel. It makes no fucking sense. Make sense, movie. Make sense. You done? Yeah. Okay, so, final thoughts. This movie blows. It sucks. The Paranormal Activity movies have an interesting idea that they just took over again and again and again.
That's horror movies in general. Saw, Freddy, Jason, they all just get dragged out and dragged out. Then you occasionally get gems like The Conjuring, and there have been some others over the years, where they're great because they aren't being spun out into big franchises. The Conjuring, for me personally, would be in my top 20 list of best movies last year. You know, time is time. But the thing is that what made it so great was this was something that knew it was scary and just wanted to tell a story. These Paranormal Activity movies, it's not about telling a story anymore. It's just about making a little extra money and giving you some jump scares. And were there even any of that?
Nope.
So, what would you rate this movie?
2 out of 10. I'll give it this though. Some of the effects they do with the boy do look interesting, because essentially the pointless plot to this movie is Witch dies, so he decides, I know, I'm going to sneak into her home and touch everything, get superpowers, awaken a demon, and really not have any sense.
Okay, and the 2 out of 10 is because?
A lot of the shots of him when he gets his superpowers are kind of cool and interesting, but that being said, they are not enough to save this movie. Don't waste your money on this, people.
Yeah, go see Wolf of Wall Street, American Hustle, Saving Mr. Banks. There's some really excellent movies this year. Don't give in to bullshit.
Except you.
Why me?
Because you must see the true horror of all this weekend. Legend of Hercules!
Really?
Yup.